What is going on, YouTube? We are back. It is YouTube Play of the Day time. It is only me today coming at you guys for some MLB action. Just getting the tweet out here, getting some of you guys in here. We got 7 of you guys in here in the first 30 seconds. We love that. Love to see that. Obviously, I'll go over my recap from yesterday's spots. And obviously talk about my favorite plays for today's slate. Obviously, I just finished my DFS construction as well. Kind of talk a little bit about some home run picks as well in today's slate. But there's a lot of spots I really do want to target. I'm going to try to keep it real slow or keep it real quick, get it out of here, and let you guys get on with your day. These shows are only about 15 to 20 minutes long. Hopefully you guys can bring some questions, get it going in here, and then we will get it rolling. So just want to recap yesterday. Obviously, I was not planning on doing a YouTube Play of the Day yesterday. But Zach Wheeler obviously is playing today in about 15 minutes. So that game got colded out, I guess. I liked it because it was cold. And I still like him today. So I'm obviously leaning the Phillies side in that one. So I had to bring you guys another one, right? We had one play get taken off of our past the prop. So I ended up going with my Brewers Brew Crew. First 5 run line came through for us. I think it was like 4-1. Burns was fantastic, really inefficient. Unfortunately, so sorry if you guys rolled them in DFS. If you guys rolled him in strikeout props, fortunately, he went a little bit too deep and too many counts. And the Mariners did a great job of making him work. Obviously, we like that he still got his numbers that we needed to do. For me, that moves us up to 10-6. This is not counting past the prop numbers. I obviously probably should go back on past the prop numbers because obviously I have to check if we were officially profitable or not. I know we were 1-1 each. DeGrom getting pulled with the injury sucked. So really want to make sure that we get our plays here out and some winners here. So I did end up having Acuna as a one leg with that Wheeler stuff going out. So hopefully you guys got that. But let's get it started here. I'm going to drop a free play here first, then I'll take a look at the chat, and then we'll get it going here, okay? First play, going to one of my dudes, guys. I love Spencer Strider. I love Anthony Santander. It's tough because I really like Strider, but I almost don't want to play him in DFS tonight because he is so expensive, and there is a lot of other good pitching that I will talk about on this slate. But I'm going to go Spencer Strider first. Spencer Strider has been an absolute machine. Obviously, we had him in his last outing to get 9 strikeouts, and the dude just went on an absolute tear to finish off his game. Ended up with 9 Ks. He didn't even throw that well against the Reds, but he did end up with 9 in his outing against San Diego earlier this year. I actually kind of like Tatis at the top of this lineup. I think we're going to get a lot more swings and misses there. Tatis is a very, very aggressive swinger. So even if he doesn't strike out, I expect that ball put in play pretty early, especially with a guy like Strider is going to challenge you. He's not going to be playing around corners. He's going at you, trying to strike you out. And those are the guys I really want to attack. Strider to get 7 Ks, I think is definitely the easier leg here. Let me pull it up on my FanDuel spot here on my account here. It is -112 now. So we got Spencer Strider, 7 Ks. Santander hit -220 on that one. And I will get into that one. That is disrespectful, guys. Anthony Santander is an absolute stud. I don't understand how they're giving us this line again. They just continue to give us these shit lines on him, and I don't understand it because this dude's an absolute beast. He's facing Josiah Gray, and I understand. You look at his numbers; they're really nothing to write home about, right? He's not doing great, but the dude is elite hard hit rate. The guy's swinging. Every time he's making contact, it's 55% hard hit rate. That's one of the tops in the MLB. Expected numbers, obviously, a little bit better here. I do not like the 34% rate. That's obviously one of the worst of his career, at least so far. But I expect him to get back to the old ways, right? Last 2 years, 23% and 19% K rate. His walk rate is up from last year. But what I do like, you look over at Josiah Gray, his walk rate is down significantly, right? From a 10.2% walk rate to 6.9% walk rate. Do really like that, seeing as we're going to get balls put in play here. What I do like also is how Josiah Gray does struggle at home. This is public knowledge. Everybody knows this. He has a 6.12 ERA last year at home. Really struggles with power from the left side. A .598 slugging percentage allowed to lefties last year, 22 home runs in only 58 innings. Santander is that type of guy, right? He is making hard contact. He's obviously got elite power. And I think this is the matchup for him. Obviously, I will be probably rolling him at the end here as a home run prop because when you have a guy like Josiah Gray, who's predominantly now curveball slider, over 58% of the time he is rolling out those two breaking balls. Both of those pitches, right, are going to be running into the barrels of lefties. I love this spot for Santander. I'm not really worried about any bullpen arms either. The Nationals obviously are going to bring heavy velo, in which I'll take Santander against heavy velo. Obviously, the switch hitter, never have to worry about platooning. And they paid this dude, right? He's one of their bigger guys. Obviously, need him to start performing here. But he's had back-to-back games with hits. Coming off his little 2-game stretch where he missed some games. I think that led into it a little bit too. So he had back-to-back games with hits. I expect him to get it here. Josiah Gray putting the ball in the zone, allowing you to hit it a little bit more. And a hard hit rate here that I expect to start seeing these balls fall here a little bit. I mean, even if you just look at all of his numbers from his prior seasons, right? He's actually got a better line drive rate than he has over the last 2 years. His pull percentage is actually higher than his last 2 years, right? 58.3% pull rate right now. Career-wise, 41.9. So we're seeing the ball getting pulled. We're seeing the ball get hit hard. I think that we're going to see the ball get into the air a little bit more here. So really like Spencer Strider and Anthony Santander today to get it done. Let's take a look here at the chat. We got Brian in the chat. Love to see it. Terrence popping in here. Hopefully we're able to catch a couple more here. Yeah, Brewers, hey, they were good to us. I love those guys. I don't really bet them too much, unfortunately, because they're my team, and you bet on your own team a little bit too much, then you get the bias treatment from everybody. So I do want to make sure I limit my exposure there a little bit, but that's just me. I don't know. I like the 7. I think the 7 gives us great value. I would probably ladder it up to 9, but I don't think I'm going to go over that. I think the Padres do put together a little bit of a better approach today, and he threw extremely well. Only went 5 innings in that first start against them and got his 9 Ks, but just a spot that I would prefer 7, 8, and 9, not going much higher than that because that's pushing pretty low probability there on those. So, yes, I will get to play number 2. Again, guys, if you have any other questions, drop them in the chat. I'll get to them. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this under 20 minutes, but obviously I do have time. I am trying to roll through the analysis for you guys today, and let's get into it. Second play of the day, I am going to Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman to record a win at -115 on DraftKings Sportsbook. I love Stroman today in this spot. I like the matchup here against the Oakland Athletics. Not very nice out there either. Obviously, the best park you could possibly throw in, right? The dude has an expected slugging against him of 252. That's top 8% in the MLB. You go over, his strikeout rate is up significantly, 8%. Walk rate is up, which I do not like to see, but an ERA sitting at 1, an expected ERA of 2.88. I like this matchup on both sides, which is why I'm going to go with the win portion of this. I think Stroman pitches deep enough into this game to see some runs here. Obviously, you go to the Ken Waldichuk side. He obviously set his number for earned runs at over 2.5, -110. So obviously that's encouraging. I like how the Cubs are swinging the bat. I love this lineup that they're going to be throwing at Waldichuk here, because Waldichuk right now at home 9.53, on the road 10.61 ERA, not good. But what really is doing him in is the right-handed bats, right? Right-handed bats right now are batting .357 with a 7.32 slugging. That is terrible. That is absolutely terrible. And what do the Cubs have? Absolute pop from the right-hand side. And I hate the Cubs, mind you. I hate them. Obviously, I'm a Brewers fan, die hard. But I hate them. But they're going to run out a lot of power right-handed bats here, right? You're going to start out with Horner, great contact, elite speed. Then you go to Happ, who's a switch hitter, obviously move to the right side. Mancini in this lineup as well. Patrick Wisdom, 2-home run night last night. You even get to bring in Seiya Suzuki now that he's healthy. That is really, really important. Trey Mancini, possibly at outfield first base. And I mean, the only guy, right? The only guy in that middle spot is going to be Cody Bellinger. And he just had a 5-hit game last night. So I really like this lineup. I really, really like this spot against Waldichuk here in a game where it's definitely going to favor pitching in this ballpark. And what team do I expect to be able to string hits together or actually put the ball out of the stadium? That has to be the Cubs side here. I think minus 115 is a very fair price. I would have loved it at plus money, but there's a reason why, right? Usually recording wins, you don't see them at negative odds very much. You don't usually have to pay the juice. But there's a really good reason on this one. Stroman pitches deep into games, has elite ground ball stuff, and has strikeout stuff. I think it's going to be really hard for the Oakland A's to score on him. This one, and I was also contemplating the under 1.5 earned runs. I think both of them are extremely good plays, very sharp action on both. So I would play either one of those. And I think that you get great value wherever you go on those two spots if that's another place you want to get at. Let me take a look here. I'm going to pull up a couple of my home run guys here, and then we'll get to a recap and get you guys out of here. Doesn't look like we have any questions in the chat. So we will get you guys out of here today. Obviously, I kind of talked about it a little bit earlier. I will probably talk about Anthony Santander, and that will be in 1 second here after our recap. But I want to make sure that we get I'm going to have 2 picks today for our long shot. Again, guys, if you got questions, this would be the time to do so. Bring those in, and then let's pull this up. I need to get my lines here. And here we go. I'm going to do both of these long shots on FanDuel. I think you could probably get better lines other places. Well, I don't know why I said other places. But these are the bigger books. So I know Bet Rivers is probably going to have better lines on both. Caesars are probably a bit better lines on both, but I know that those are smaller books here. So I want to make sure you guys get the FanDuel lines. So, all right, recap. Spencer Strider, 7 strikeouts. Plus Anthony Santander to record a hit at minus 111. And then we also have Marcus Stroman to record a win, minus 115. And it is Dinger Tuesday. So obviously for you guys, I have to do that. So let's do it. Anthony Santander, talked about it. Obviously the elite power that Josiah Gray gives up. Hard hit rate. I expect that to turn into balls that go out of the ballpark. Nobody is swinging the bat as well as Santander with the least amount of results. This dude is on fire in terms of hard hit rate. Obviously, a lot of strikeouts here. But if we're going to see Josiah Gray continue to feature the slider curveball combo at almost 60%, I think those run into the barrel tonight. And I think Santander gets one into the air. Also really like Adley Rutschman. I think that's also another spot you could possibly go to. Second, talked about him a little bit. Seiya Suzuki, home run, plus 560. Little disrespectful here. Obviously in Oakland, not a great ballpark. Way big park downgrade. But Ken Waldichuk, so far this year, in 13 innings against right-handed batters, 64 total batters faced, 20 hits, 6 bombs. That is awful, right? 6 bombs. And at home, he's allowed 3 bombs in 5 2/3 innings. That means you're giving up absolute tanks because Oakland is not small. So I love Seiya Suzuki. I like a lot of these right-handed bats on the Cubs side. Probably will be featured in DFS at some point. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But if we don't have any other questions, I will get you guys out of here today with that. So, again, quick recap. Home run picks is going to be Anthony Santander, Seiya Suzuki, plus 560 and plus 320, respectfully. Marcus Stroman to record a win. Spencer Strider, 7 Ks. Santander hits. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Just want to make this one quick. Obviously, want to make sure that you guys get these in ahead of time. I know there wasn't too many questions today, which makes it go a little bit quicker. But if you guys do have any questions, always DM me or put it in the comment section here. I will get to those. So $26.72 on those. Don't think I've spent $5 on worse money or on worse things. So really like that spot. Really like both of these guys to come through. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Best of luck. We will see you guys tomorrow for Pass the Prop. Make sure you tune into Twitter to know what time we're going to do that at. So have a good one, guys, and best of luck tonight.